So right now, our country is going through a major disaster, a natural disaster, something that we as people, humans, cannot control. This Hurricane Helen or Helena hit a few days ago, just devastating the Carolinas, just the East Coast. And first thing we would think of as American people is that the federal government will swoop in there, jump in there, spend whatever needs to be spent or spent to make sure that American citizens are taken care of. Because let's just be honest, we have, I don't like to say we, but you know, the federal government has given Ukraine, what is it, like $175 billion this year. They've given Israel 8.2, $8.7 billion for those two wars that's going on over there, and for this illegal migrant crisis. It is said that it will cost the federal government $150.7 billion per year to deal with this crisis. But hey, I know you see your vice president on the screen, but first, I want to read something right quick. I want to go to MSN, no, NBCnews.com, and this is updated periodically. And it says Hurricane Helen live updates, more than 200 dead as hope fades in search for survivors. It says up to 1,000 active duty soldiers will join North Carolina National Guard in delivering supplies, food, and water to isolated communities. It says here's what you need to know. It says at least 204 people are known to have died as a result of the destruction wrought by Hurricane Helen since it made landfall in Florida a week ago. It said more than half of the deaths are in North Carolina. Hundreds are still missing, and officials have reported difficulties in identifying some of the dead. And it said Joe Biden said 1,000 active troops. Yeah. Then it asks if you would like to help donate to survivors of this hurricane. So I wonder, like, I mean, I got no problem with helping, but shouldn't the federal government have this money? Because they didn't ask us if we wanted to help donate for this migrant crisis, because they already got the money. They say they're gonna spend the money. They didn't ask us if we want to help donate to. Well, actually, they did, but still, but it's not that like they come out and asking us for money to help with Ukraine or Israel, because whether we do it or not, they have the money. They've already shown that it don't take days and weeks to get funds out, to get the aid out, to help these other countries. It don't take weeks and months to get the money for these migrants when they come over here and they're getting these debit cards and they're getting housing and they're getting bused and flown to different sanctuary cities without a problem, going against the democracy of the people. Because let's just face it, the people didn't get the choice to vote if they wanted to be, a sanctuary city or not. That was left up to the politicians that are in office. The American people had no choice in the matter. Couldn't go back and say, wait a minute, we don't want to spend this money on all this money because we got homeless people already in this country, and now you bring in more homeless, but instead of them being homeless, you got them somewhere to stay. But let me see. Gonna look at a couple more updates. It says one survivor said her street was already a river when evacuation orders came. Uh, Close to 1 million still without power. This is like an updated about an hour ago. It said 3 counties in Georgia, Atkinson, Jefferson, and Montgomery are still more than 90% without power. And across the Southeast, more than 970,000 customers, excuse me, remain in the dark. Tennessee Speedway to serve as a disaster relief center. Okay, video showed NASCAR star spotting person stranded in mountains as he delivers aid in helicopter. What else? And so, like I said, those are just huge craters, walls of mud, and total destruction in Swanonia. So it just more updates. Death toll 200. Ocean opens investigation into plastic factory. What? Tennessee OSHA Occupational Safety and Health Administration announced Wednesday that it has opened an investigation into Impact Plastics, a factory in Irving, Tennessee, where several workers died and some went missing after they were swept away by flood waters. I guess they didn't evacuate fast enough. What did this say? 4 hours ago, more rain falling away for Gulf Coast and parts of Florida. So, North Carolina prison moves more than 800 inmates due to lack of power. They can, I mean, hey, inmates are humans too, but they can move them. You know why? Because that's free labor. You don't want to get rid of that. You don't want nothing to happen to you. Free labor. It's a couple killed, tree fell upon, and so forth, so on and so forth. So anyway, I said all that to say this. Now, like I say, you see your vice president on the screen talking about this devastation and the help that's being brought by the federal government. But I want you to listen and hear just this small little clip of how much money is going to the citizens of this country. Let's see. Let me get to that.
Impacted. And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like. And you can apply now for anyone who's watching this who has been affected. There are FEMA personnel who are going door to door to interact personally with folks, especially those who do not have electricity.
You're going door to door. There are no houses. The houses are tore up. Anyway, $750 per person. And she said for food, baby formula, for the like, immediate. But if I came up here, if I went through the trenches of Central America, South America, Mexico, made it up to the border, and hollered I need asylum, and then get a nice free bus ticket to a sanctuary city, they would have hotels ready for me. They would have cards more. They have more than $750 on the card, right? They would have, from what I saw, a lot of these videos being put out. They would have thousands on some of these cards of dollars for illegal immigrants. Folks, the election is a little more than a month away. I think you can register to vote up until the end of this week, I believe. Let's see. You can go to vote.gov. Shout out to Philip Scott. He put this on most of his videos when he's talking politics. But yes, vote.gov, where you can register to vote. Make sure your registration is up to date. If you have registered, you just want to make sure you can get to the polls, and then you need to go, vote as soon as possible. Soon as possible to get this administration up out of office. Because there is no way, and here's where the human side of me comes out. I talk about reparations, and I said that unless the Democrat, and we're talking about Democrat Party, unless a lot of people say if nobody's talking about reparations, then you're voting for nobody. But I feel that's too narrow thinking, because you're not going to make people do anything just by saying something. A lot of times you got to show them first, because they've showed you what they would do. So now you got to show them that, okay, number one, we're not voting for you. If first of all, we've been voting for the Democratic Party for 60 something years and got nothing. Okay, so if you can't give black people reparations, then we're not voting for you already. But now we're talking about the American people as a whole. And you have thousands. I got family in the Carolinas. As a matter of fact, I heard that like my aunt and uncle, they left Carolina and went to New York before the storm hit, so I don't know if they even been back home yet. And And the same uncle, I got an uncle. He's a longshoreman. You see what I'm saying? So it's like this dude is being, hit double time. You would think that his government and he served in the military. He's a retired military man. So good Lord, you would think this man would get all the help and assistance that he need from the government with no question. But anyway, if the Democratic Party, the party that's in office right now, cannot take care of the American citizens immediately, then they're not fit to hold office. Don't forget, talking about your president, Joe Biden, who's still the president right now. Don't forget that. And Kamala Harris, who is the vice president right now, who thinks that she should be the president because when she's president, things will be better. But you're already in office, so why things aren't better now, and then when you become president, they'll be great. These people are not fit to hold office. You go to vote.gov, get your registration set up. You go vote, early vote as much if possible. As soon as they open the doors, be in there, and be proud to get this administration out of office. I don't care who goes in. If it's Donald Trump, well, doggone it, then that's what is going to happen because this administration has showing every day that they are not looking out for the American people first, and they have no idea how to deal with the American people. And it ain't just them two; it's everyone in the administration. They all got to go from top to bottom, from left to right. And anybody's in this blue administration right now, from local to national, they need to be put up out of there because this is unacceptable. $750 for people who got devastated by something they have no control over. But yet, you give money to countries, you give money to illegal migrants, like we're just printing money. But now with this, people have to go and sign up to get aid because you want to make sure that you're talking to the right people. Are you kidding me? I don't understand. But anyway, vote.gov, get these people out of there. That's all I got right now. Like, thank y'all for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It means the world to us here at this channel. With that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.